interested in is how people react to inequality when they could be the people who are, in fact, the advantaged people, and how people react to inequality when they're the disadvantaged people. Is there a value to inequality? So if you live in a society that is unequal or equal, that probably has some kind of an effect on you. You probably perhaps value inequality, perhaps you don't care. And it may also have an effect on your motivation to work, right? So you work in a company and the company is very unequal. How is that going to affect your motivation? And does it matter if you are the one at the top who's getting all the money or you're the one at the bottom, right? So that's what we wanted to look at. And we wanted to look at this in a situation where everyone's working to the same amount, right? A lot of times one could say, well, the person who's getting most money, they're actually contributing more. So we wanted to create a situation where everyone's conducting the same amount of work, the same amount of effort, and yet different people are paid differently for the same amount of work. And this is a little bit more, if you think about gender inequality, right? That when it comes to gender, females are paid less than males, despite the fact that they're not actually putting in less effort or contributing more to the workplace. And what we found was that, indeed, those people who were paid more, they were happier, they were more motivated. And those people who were ranked higher, not necessarily, those are ranked higher, even if you're not paid a lot, but you're ranked higher, just paid a little bit more, also that has a huge effect. They're happier, they're motivated. However, all of that being said, inequality mattered to everyone. That is, yes, you wanted to gain more money, that affected your motivation. Yes, you wanted to be highly ranked, that affected it. But if you were working in a group that was unequal, that had a negative effect on everyone's happiness and motivation. And while environments were equal, that boosted people's motivation and happiness. So that just means that, again, like almost everything in behavior, there are different factors that are at play. Sometimes they're kind of taking us into contradictory places. And here, as I said, we found that inequality is actually hurting everyone. It's in the kind of environment that we had. It's a lab experiment where everyone is can be paid the same for the same amount of work. One can say, well, it might be different in the real world where you know that people are sometimes paid more if they put more effort, and you can move up and down the ladder. In our experiment, you couldn't move up and down. But at least in this situation, inequality had a negative impact on everyone that were in the group.